Hi everyone, my name is Blessing. I'm a registered nurse, adult nurse actually. I recently moved into the UK via the self-sponsorship route, so which is why I'm making this video to share my story. Might be long, might be in bits, but then however it goes, I'll just appreciate if you guys can stick with me, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, as I've got lots of information to share from my self-sponsorship journey. So, what is self-sponsorship? Self-sponsorship for nurses, for international nurses, as at today in 2025, is a process where we as international nurses, the fact that let's say we are unable when so self-sponsorship for us international nurses as at today in 2025 means I, as a registered nurse, an international nurse, I have to travel to the UK to write OSCE, pass my OSCE and get a PIN. This will improve my chances of getting a job offer, and also would mean that even if my IELTS expires, it has been useful. I don't need to rewrite IELTS or OET again. So that is just what self-sponsorship is. Before now, the NHS or these trusts get to employ registered or international nurses from their home country, bring them to the UK, sponsor them to write OSCE, accommodate them, and also take them through that first few phases of their life when they report or move into the UK. But then it's been a difficult one. It's been difficult for them to employ the last few years and even in this 2025. So with this, it has made us consider the self-sponsorship as a plan B, which is why we had to go on or consider the self-sponsorship as something that will be helpful to us in achieving our aims of becoming UKRNs. Okay, so now my self-sponsorship gist. I actually started, I wrote OET. I did OET. I wrote my OET in December 2023. Then we still had OET centers in Nigeria. So I traveled all the way from my state to Lagos to write my OET. And God helped, I did pass in my first sitting. So immediately I passed, I started, because the whole gist of, oh, jobs have been difficult to find and the rest. Well, I already started having self-sponsorship as a backup plan, as my plan B, just in case I am unable to land the job at the time I would have wanted. So I started putting in applications from that December when my OET result dropped, putting in applications up until March when I wrote CBT. I wrote my CBT in March. So immediately I wrote my CBT in March, I just felt like there's literally no point applying and wasting all of the time when I can still literally go for my self-sponsorship and make this thing easier for me. I had where I was able to get money on time, so I started considering the self-sponsorship. So in April, I began putting documents together I'll be needing for my visitor's visa application. Yeah, I started putting in those documents. I had to call up a friend who will accommodate me in the UK. She agreed, and so we started putting in lots of and all of the documents I needed. But the first thing I did was making my OSCE booking. So as at April, I had to book for a date in August. First week of August. I had to book a date in first week of August, gave it a 4-month space. So from April, May, June, July, August. So I had 3 straight months in between to go through my visitor's visa application, get all of the documents, wait for my visitor's visa application to be approved, and also able to book my flight, at least have a 1 month ahead of whatever date I'll be traveling, to book my flight so I can at least get a cheap flight ticket. So that was it. So after I booked my OSCE in April, I started my visitor's visa application in May. Yeah, we did put in the application in May, around about the second week of May. So my visa decision took about It took about 10 working days to get approved, and it was approved first hand. So immediately I got this approval. Okay, just to take you back, I'm just going to list a few of the documents I used, but I'm going to make a complete video on the documents I used or the documents I submitted. But then I'm just going to let me just list out a few here. So the documents I used in putting in my visitor's visa application were the OSCE booking. The OSCE booking, I had to download it in a soft copy. I downloaded the OSCE booking. That was my number one document I submitted to the UKVI. I also submitted letter of the decision letter I got before going in for my CBT. I submitted the CBT result itself, my nursing certificate itself. I did a police clearance. I also submitted a letter of no objection, which was like, okay, a leave form or an information covering the fact that I am traveling within the period of my annual leave from where I work, and my management or organization was aware of my traveling. Letter of no objection. My employment letter from where I was working, from the facility organization I was working, employment letter. I submitted a 3 months bank statement, a 3 months pay slip, and then submitted a 6 months bank statement. Yes, I submitted a 6 months bank statement from my salary account. I was okay, so I had a salary account, and then I had my proof of funds in it. I'm not going to state that amount here, but I had my proof of funds in it. I could literally give that information in the inbox for whoever needs. I had the bank statement, submitted utility bill, which is also NEPA bill if you're a Nigerian, utility bill. I submitted my rent receipt. They want to be sure you're living legally wherever you are. I submitted documents, let's say my birth certificate, my marriage certificate, and my children's birth certificate. All of these documents were the things I submitted for my visa application. And then I was supposed to get a booking, let's say a hotel booking, if nobody was taking me in. But since somebody was taking me, I was supposed to submit an hotel booking if nobody was taking me in for the period of time I stated I was going to stay in the UK. I stated I'll be staying for 6 weeks. Yeah, I stated I'll be staying for 6 weeks. So I was like, if nobody was taking me in, I would submit an hotel booking or an Airbnb booking. But since somebody was taking me in, my friend had to put a particular amount of proof of funds too. I could give that information in my DM. A particular amount of proof of funds, and then printed out her bank statement of 1 month. Gave me a bank statement of 1 month, her 3 months pay slip. Submitted her BRP, her tenancy agreement, her passport page, and also a letter of sponsorship, which stated that she was writing to the UKVI consulate that she knows me, she's been friends with me, or she's known me for so number of years. Then we submitted pictures of us together. So those were the things I submitted, and my visa was approved firsthand. I moved on from that. So immediately my visa was approved, I had to now book a return flight. Remember, it is a visitor's visa. So I had to book a return flight, and it has to be a return flight. You have to book your going and you're coming back, because you have to they have to be sure that you will still come back to your home country. It's a visitor's visa, so it has to be that way. So I booked a return flight. It gave us about 1.5 million naira. So remember, your OSCE booking is about £794. So you convert it to your currency, £794. And the visitor's visa application is £115. I think as of today, either £115 or £125. So you convert it to your currency. So after making my flight booking, I now had to travel to the UK, travel to join my friend, and then went in for my OSCE. I'm going to continue this video again. Thank you.